Hello and welcome to session 2 of the Motivation, Ambition and Resilience pathway of your PDE curriculum. In today's session we're going to consider what we value most in our lives by envisaging ourselves in a difficult scenario. Before we do this, I'd like to quickly recap what we did in the last session in case you've forgotten or you simply weren't in school. Firstly, we introduced Martin Ashton and watched a video of him performing stunts on his mountain bike. We then thought about some of the things that we are good at and considered how we became good at them. Lastly, we identified some of the things that we wanted to become better at and set ourselves some targets to try and help us improve. So, without further ado, let's watch the first part of Martin Ashton's story.
Ted. Oh, I'm excited. Okay, I've got a great story to tell you today. I think it's cool and I think it's fun. But unfortunately, I've got to start it at this photo, which is not a cool moment. Okay, but we're not going to dwell on it. This is me 4 years ago performing in a stunt show. I was a professional mountain bike rider of 25 years. But this photo, just moments after it, I had a crash. In that crash, I sustained a spinal cord injury, which was devastating to my career. But what I'm going to do to keep this moving, fun and cool, right, we're going to skip forward an hour from this photo to where I think it started getting cool. Okay, so we're going to skip past the very tense moments with paramedics and a dawning realization of what this might mean to me and a very noisy helicopter ride to an hour from here where I was in one of those MRI scanners, like one of those claustrophobic tunnels. I was all alone for the first time since the accident, and there was these magnets droning away around me. And I was finally in a place where I could have a think, right, what's going on? And I'll be honest, I was in a lot of pain around my midriff. I was kind of hypersensitive, and then below that I could feel nothing, and I had no movement, and it was really scary. Did I say this was get fun and cool? It's going to get fun and cool. But I was in turmoil, in all honesty. I was thinking all the things you would expect someone would think in that situation. How am I going to work? I'm never going to walk again. Wheelchairs. How am I going to be a good dad? How am I going to be a good husband? All that stuff.
So, as we've just heard, Martin Ashton suffered from a life-changing accident which caused him to be paralysed from the waist down. Just as anyone would in this situation, he is thinking about his life and how it's going to be affected, how he's going to work, will he ever be able to walk again, will he need a wheelchair, how is he going to be a good dad or a good husband. Now, your reflection task for today is to think about and picture yourself in a very similar situation to this. Imagine you've just had an accident and you find yourself in hospital, paralysed from the waist down. What are you thinking? What is your very initial thought? What's your second thought? And how about your third? Write down the first 3 things that you think you would think about. Once you have done this, I want you to consider what these thoughts and the order of them suggest to you. I'd like your tutor to pause the video here and give you all the opportunity to discuss and write these things down. Often, people's main thoughts revolve around family and friends, being able to play sports and worrying about whether they'll ever be able to walk again. Some people consider how their education will be affected or how they're going to be able to work in the future. Personally, I think all of these things give you an indication about what is important in your life. When you face adversity, you often think about how things you value are going to be affected. Now, I of course hope that we never find ourselves in this situation, but I think it's important to know what you value in your life. Often these things could be good mechanisms for support and to motivate you when you're facing difficulties. Now again, if time permits, your tutor can pause the video and let you share your thoughts on this. Once again, thank you for listening, and I hope you look forward to session 3 next week.